Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on a couple of classic blocks, but we're putting them on point. The first one you'll see behind me I did as a baby gift for my neighbor, and it is the classic rail fence, and of course we put it on point with some lovely little beautiful fabrics here. And you can mix and match and go crazy, whatever it is. I busted some pink, a little bit of purple, and of course some gray from with my stash. And then since they're very country people out in the wilderness, I chose this very pink camo to go on the outsides as these would be my set end triangles. And it came together quite lovely. So it's obviously a start for another baby quilt. So I can keep that there. The other one's done behind me. This one here was a also baby gift for a neighbor, and light green and gray with maybe an elephant was the request, and I'm happy to take requests because I don't want to make something they don't want, especially when it's a gift. So I went online and found this lovely little coloring book, free pattern of an elephant, super easy. Just go elephant, black and white or elephant coloring page, and you'll see a bunch pop up depending on how much detail you want to go. And I traced it out onto a stabilizer, and then with some highlight zigzag stitches try to emulate the legs where you can see them in the distance or from the pattern, as well as the ear and the eyes and a little bit of the mouth. So it does have 2 layers of batting plus the stabilizer, and I just kind of sewed all those together and trimmed it out, as well as the fabric, to be able to place it on either the corner, the center, somewhere, wherever, and then stitch it down with a lovely zigzag just like this in gray thread. So I was going to do it with the baby's name, spraying like with a little bit of water spray or something like that, but I think I'm just going to leave it just in case they change their mind. You never know. I don't want to set it in stone if they don't want to change that name. So we have one more square to make up here for the 9 patch. This one is the 9 patch on point, and super easy peasy. What you're going to do is you're going to take, it doesn't matter whether you contrasting colors or so many colors, it doesn't matter, like the rail fence there. You're going to put strips together and sew them as a long strip, and then you're going to end up trimming off, depending on how wide your strips are, because this is a 2.5, so you're going to trim 2.5 on these ones, okay? So we need to make one more, and it's the opposite side of what we have going on here. So it would be the blue greens in the corners and the center, and then the white. So you need them opposite to flip and flop if you want to do this design, but you don't have to. If you just want to do the one design because you got one more fabric than the other, you can easily just put a solid in between, and it looks lovely. It looks absolutely lovely. I think that would have been a lovely effect as well. You never know, you may see that in the future. So the option is up to you. So I'm going to trim 2 more because that's what I need, and I have my middle piece already, so I just need my 2 outer pieces, which is the greens with the gray. I trimmed it up already. I got the stacked 2 on each other, and I'm just going to cut 1 more. Okay, and then I'm going to put that 9 patch together. Okay, just like that. And I was putting pins when putting them together because I really, really would like these corner seams and seams to meet up perfect, if not exact. It's a representation of me and my craft, so I want to make sure I'm doing a really good job. So there we go. We're just going to put these together. And the rail fence is very simple and easy. You just, when you measure your block face from this side over, should be approximately 6.5 if you're using 2.5-inch strips. So you just cut your block 6.5. So if we were going to do the same thing, but with this gray fabric, do with the flip and the flops, then we would go over here, count 6.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5, and then cut that, and that would be a block for our rail fence. Super easy. It's lovely, lovely, lovely project. Great way to bust your scraps. I busted a lot of my scraps on that one for sure. Okay, so take a couple pins, and I was just, snuggling or weebling and wobbling the seams just to get them all lovely in there. And we'll just do a little stitch down here. Oh, sorry, buddy, you're on the pedal. I didn't realize you were there. Sorry. You okay? Hey? Oh, he's fine. Time to go nap on Sophie's bed. So lovely for a full second week of crossing guard this week. It was awesome and amazing. And of course, next week we are on spring break, so you'll probably see a live stream of cross-stitching for sure, because we are on March break. And I'm very excited, very excited. I have some more fabric to clean up. Do a little decluttering, a little spring cleaning, that's for sure. So maybe we'll do it on Thursday. Okay, so there's our last one that we need to do for our very corner point here. Oops, I lost a triangle. Is that, oh, it is, I need that one. Then we're going to take our 2 set-in triangles and come in on either side of that one. Sorry, my corner one hit the floor. Okay. And so we could either do this first or this first. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's up to you. As long as it gets on there, I think we'll just do this first. And I'm going to try and line it up the best I can within the center of that center square. So we're getting a nice even points on either side to be able to stitch down to and make this beautiful quilt. Now, if you did it this size and you like that size, then add some borders if you wanted it bigger or needed it for someone bigger. So you can always bulk it out. This took 32 squares of the different varieties. Obviously, the rail fence was just obviously 32 squares of fabric or blocks of fabric. So you could highlight a fabric. You could use it as an I Spy sort of project. There's hundreds of options. And of course, you know, you don't have to use an elephant. You could use a bunny rabbit or chicken or whatever it is the munchkin likes, or, you know, the theme of their room. You know, just go and find it via Pinterest, a free, you know, coloring book. Go for coloring book because they're bold lines and very simple to trace out. So I find that easier to do than just going out looking for like elephant drawings, because sometimes it's too much detail for me to be able to incorporate or make it visually as a cutout and then sew down. So there we go. There's our last little corner, and then we're going to line it up with our previous row. And we'll get that all pinned. Looks good. Got some nice seams here. We'll pop a pin in there. And pin over here. You could do it at every intersection if you felt it was necessary. Okay, we're just going to flip that out so it goes all the way from edge to edge, and I'm going to try and be aware of the seams as I'm going through them, which way they are going, and hopefully they're snug up against each other. So. Okay. Fun, easy project. You can take many classic quilt blocks and toss them on point, mix them up, mix and match them, make them so they're all the same size. Like this one happens to be 6.5 by 6.5. But if you were to use 3-inch strips or 4-inch strips or whatever, you just get a bigger project faster. Okay. Oh, did I leave any pins? Yes, I did. Okay. Then flip that back out, and then we'll line it up to this one. And that will be our quilt top done. And then I'll just place my elephant where I wish it, and then just zigzag with a nice tight stitch. I think I was going to use 3.3 and then a 0.75 to be able to get that all the way around looking nice, to zigzag that on. And hopefully with the batting already layered on it, it really does give it that bit of a trapunto effect to the elephant. So here I'm going to match up a couple more seams just to make sure we're good to go. And then we'll sew this corner on. And that'll be that's flimsy done. Like I say, you could always add more borders. You can, I chose the same set-in triangles for this one, the same colors of fabric. The one behind me, I chose a different one, a little bit more fun and not necessarily fun, but just a little bit more colorful. I guess that's what I was trying to say. Not necessarily more fun, just colorful. And the walking foot helps, move things along fast. If you have one, great. I never really used to use mine, but I've kind of got used to it with a couple of projects, and I haven't taken it off. So to each their own. Everybody's got their favorite. Okay, I think we are done there. So after a quick press, it looks just like that. Okay, and it's a good size. It measures approximately 35 by 43-ish, something like that. You know, you can always put a border, another accent color of this color or this one in here. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the choices are up to you. So I, of course, would like the quilt to lay this way, being the longer going down a little bit. And I'll just probably place Mr. Elephant somewhere right about there, and then stitch it on down. So that is what I'm going to do for the rest of the weekend. Well, besides hang out with you on Saturday at 1 p.m., where we're going to start a new owl project, I'm just going to take the time slowly but steadily stitch all this completely down with a nice gray zigzag stitch. So you could either easily do a hand applique, a blanket stitch, do obviously a zigzag, or you know, if you want to, you could, if you had an embroidery machine, you can embroider something on it. It's completely up to you, right? So, and options are endless to the classic blocks and what you can do with them. Just think of maybe your favorite block and stick it on point. You just never know what you're going to come up with. Thank you, everybody, for watching, liking, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate it here at the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and we hope you have an amazing day and amazing weekend if you can't join us tomorrow. Take care, everybody. See you at 1.